Okie dokie.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Morning. Happy Saturday.
Well, it's say good morning, but it's
Oh, yeah.
probably not morning where you are.
Good
So we
afternoon. Good
just
evening.
can't get that out of our minds.
It's morning here. It's 9 a.m. on the West Coast. We're in Washington State.
It's time for tea and coffee.
Wherever you are, happy day.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
Happy day, right? If you're
Yeah.
watching this on Sunday or Monday.
So coffee, tea,
Cheers.
cheers. Yep.
So how are you guys doing?
It's kind of been a little bit
I
here.
know because we, we have everything ready, we think.
That's
and then
hilarious.
it's live, which I don't know if you guys realize there's a lot of tech involved and there's lots of little intricate things going on. But we love it. We love doing it and we've practiced it many times and we think we have
pretty
it 2
funny.
weeks in a row and then the audio goes.
Yeah, the audio was just gone. For some reason, it just happened that way, and it's okay. I mean, things happen. So here we are today. It's the next Saturday, the Saturday later.
We should probably ask those of you that are just joining us, can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear the words that are coming out of our mouths?
I know.
Yeah.
So we wanted to say a huge thank you for all your patience last Saturday. There were so many of you just hanging on and waiting for close to 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was a little brutal.
Where we were scrambling, trying to get the audio to work.
That was a little rough.
And we did figure it out.
Yeah.
Finally.
So, yay, Jennifer! Hi, Jennifer. Thank you for letting us.
Jennifer says she can hear us, and Mark says hello, good morning. So you guys.
We might be a little choppy.
We're choppy. Well, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully that's.
Hopefully you can hear us.
Yeah. Let me.
So, good. Mark says he can hear too. Okay.
Hey, thanks, Mark. Good morning, buddy.
So you guys, we thought, well, we had this whole topic ready to talk to you about, so we figured we'll just bump it to this week since we couldn't do it last week.
Yeah,
so you've probably seen a lot of posts from us lately about fall seeds and crops and
it's kind of on our minds.
It's on our minds.
We hear things, we watch YouTube videos too of different accounts out there, different channels, and there's a lot of different people talking about this or talking about that. You know, shortage here, shortage there, can't find this, what about this? So we thought we'd talk about it today, but also go over just, what goes into, if you're not familiar, what goes into sowing fall crops. What are they and what do you need to think about? So it's kind of fun, and we're gonna sow some of our own coming up here probably this next week. I don't know if we're gonna make a video about it or not.
I know I feel like a lot of people out there have already kind of either made their videos or they've already been talking about fall seeds on different social media accounts, and we're kind of like, well, we're a little behind it this year. Just because, of our circumstance, we don't actually have our garden here in our physical presence.
But we can still plant. We still have time to plant.
We can, luckily.
Because there's some crops out there that everybody kind of you're familiar with, or you might not know it, but you are, and they grow really fast and they produce a crop from sowing to crop harvest. It goes fast within about 60 days or so.
Yeah, right.
And it's fun. There's a lot of actual crops out there that you can plant that are that fast for harvest.
It's amazing. And cool season gardening is just so much fun anyway. We enjoy it every year. This is probably the first year, this is the first year we haven't had our own garden. It's 2 hours away from us. But we're making it work. You do what you got to do, right? Yeah. But we would love to hear from you guys about, what have you sown already for fall crops? Are you sowing fall seeds?
Have you sown anything?
Yeah, right? Have you?
Yeah. Has it been kind of on the back burner because you're so busy? I mean, school's starting up.
I know, everybody's so busy.
There's all these sales going on. Everybody's running out and, trying to grab this or that. And then a lot of people are going out and they're getting that last camping trip in or that last trip out of town before they really got to knuckle down and really start working and get into the fall and winter months.
I know, so you, like us, might be a little bit kind of delayed on some of the stuff that you wanted to get done in the garden. You're like, trying to fit it all in.
Yeah.
So, it'll get there.
Oh yeah, it's fun.
Let's see. Okay, so real quick, let's check in. So Mark is talking about, as we gardeners all do, we talk about the weather. We love hearing from each other. Okay. Mark is in San Antonio, Texas.
Okay, right on.
He mentioned it's been so rainy, and they're supposed to get another 2.5 inches today.
Wow, that sounds so unseasonable, Mark?
I know, Mark, let us know.
Sounds like that might be kind of unseasonable. We're used to a lot of rain up here, but it's been pretty dry.
It makes me wonder, though, Las Vegas has had so much rain and flooding, and this is like their monsoon season. So I'm wondering if that extends to Texas. Is that kind of a...
Oh, Yeah, it's in the same weather.
That's the whole kind of area.
Yeah, maybe the same weather pattern, kind of. They got that Gulf.
Mid.
They got that Gulf
Yeah,
stream coming in there.
there's so many different
But
microclimates.
the Midwest earlier this year.
El Paso, sorry, Mark's in El Paso.
Oh, in El Paso. Okay, so you're a lot further south. Yeah, a lot further south. Like the Midwest this year, they went straight from winter into summer. There was no spring. They went right into really like 80, 90, 100-degree weather. It was fast. And they couldn't, the ground dried up. They didn't get enough rain. And so they had to deal with that. And there was dust blowing around stuff. My mom's from the Midwest, from Nebraska. So she talks to a lot of people out there. And she was just hearing some reports back from some people. So she was letting us know. And then I saw on the news that they all of a sudden, they got all this rain they got all this rain all of a sudden, and then they had to rush out and get their crops out, start and go to seed and see if they could actually get a crop this year. So there's been some different weather things going on.
Weather, I know, and obviously that affects, like you said, the crops, and there's been like shipping delays and things are going haywire and people are running out of seed. I mean, it's kind of like mayhem, but it's all like, just take it in perspective. It's just a season.
Deep breaths.
There are seeds out of stock right now that we want.
Yes.
But it's okay.
Yep.
We just won't grow amazing gray poppies from botanical interest this year.
Yeah, just this year.
It's okay.
That's the thing we got to think about, too, is that if you're not finding, we're going to talk about some of this stuff in a minute. If you're not finding what you actually want to plant this year, it kind of is what it is. You kind of just got to deep breaths, reel yourself back and figure that's this year, next year's coming, and find some alternatives if you really want to plant something like that, whatever you want to plant. Find some alternatives. There's a lot of great heirloom varieties out there too that you might not be familiar with, and that's there's a couple different companies out there. Ones that comes to my mind real quick because I've known about them for years. Seed Savers Exchange.
I know they are great. They have all
seedsavers.org, and they are awesome. They got so many different things from vegetables to flowers. It runs the gamut, and I don't know. I haven't looked last week or two if they're running low on anything right now. But I mean, if you want heirloom varieties, they're the place to go. They're really great. So we have our favorites too, like Eden Brothers and Botanical Interest. Botanical Interest.
We do. And Baker Creek, we buy a lot of stuff from Baker Creek. Territorial Seed Company is another one. If you haven't heard of them, they're
one that's been around too is Park Seeds.
Oh, Park Seed. Yeah,
they've been around forever.
Well, then there's all those little smaller businesses and things that are great to support. They have some seed.
Yeah, there's like regional, local seed companies out there. I mean, Seattle Seed Company. There's a seed guy, or the Seattle Seed Company, something like that.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, they're on. I think they're on our Twitter account. I haven't checked them lately, but they're out there too. Check all these local guys out because it's fun when you start talking about seeds because they're locally grown in that specific climate. And they're actually climatized for that climate, so they'll do really well there if they've been breeding them there and growing them out and collecting the seed. So if you can find regionally produced seed, that's even better. Where you're living, that's even better because you get a better crop.
I know.
You be more successful. So anyway, so just throwing that out.
I know. We'll get into more of this, but we want to hear from you guys what's going on. So, okay. First of all, we got to stop everything and say G is here with us live. G is here. G said he's so excited to be here, finally catching a morning live. It's like it's been so long. So we're so excited to hear from you.
Great to hear.
He's mentioning his family's growing, his garden's growing. He's been so busy.
Oh, that's cool.
Good. G, thank you for reminding us. He's in Lakeport, California.
Okay.
And mentions that they haven't had rain in months.
Wow, really?
So temps have been hot, he says.
Yeah.
Oh, and they've been having sidewalk pop-up sales. Probably, I'm guessing, with your cut flower garden that you've started.
Oh yeah.
So
we were talking about that the other day. Yeah. We were wondering how it was going. So yeah, let us know if you can how that's all going.
Yeah, definitely. So, that's so exciting.
Really cool.
And Mark, we're so sorry to hear you had surgery this past week. He's mentioning that it's been hard lifting and bending and stuff. So he's looking forward to some gardening this fall.
Oh, good.
So this is like going to be your go time, right, Mark?
Yeah. Just keep resting up and feeling everybody. That sucks.
Man.
Yeah.
But it's over in the past, right?
That's right.
Moving forward.
That's right.
Gardening.
Recovery, rebuilding.
The garden goes on. Right?
The garden always goes on.
Even if you're not in it, it still happens.
It keeps growing.
So that's always the nice surprise. Okay, so let's get started here. And again, we've got a poll up right now, and we were just kind of curious.
Poll.
I know. I love giving polls. You guys probably know.
Yes, no, you know. Yeah.
Multiple choice, whatever.
Yeah.
So we were just curious who's excited for fall season because I was
Okay.
literally just thinking this morning, thinking like, I'm actually really excited for fall.
I know. Me too.
The temperatures cool down. It's just like there's less pests in the garden, to really worry about, maybe slugs in our area. But
Yeah, the wind kind of picks up around here in our area too, where the storms start rolling in and rolling out, and
I love
it's fun. It makes it a lot of fun.
And everybody, 100% of all of you who have voted so far said yes, you're excited for fall.
Good.
So
Yeah.
it's unanimous. So
I think everybody's just tired of the hot, humid, or dry, and just kind of that kind of summer. I think everybody's tired of it.
Humidity.
Yeah.
Ugh.
We've been feeling it here. It's been really humid.
Humidity. You guys, some of you know, we moved, we sold our house and moved out by the ocean just as kind of a holding place until we find our property. And
In a holding pattern.
it is humid out here, and there's deer everywhere. So obviously we can't have our garden, but it's been an interesting learning experience for us. So, yeah. Anyway.
Yes.
Moving on. Okay. So, let's see. Elliot Locke, good morning. Bill, hi. Maybe not good morning where you are. Second year gardener.
Cool.
He is saying that the only good thing that came out of the pandemic, it got me out of the boredom. I can't talk. Got him out of the boredom, and now he's hooked.
Good.
So,
it's that's a really good thing to think about, and to recognize that through the pandemic, it's drawn us outside. It's drawn us closer to nature, working with our hands, getting in the dirt. That's pretty powerful stuff, actually.
It is, and it's like I want to say congratulations because it's such a wonderful hobby to pick up. It's like you said, it's just there's so many. It encompasses all the senses. You're out there, you're doing things, and then you get to watch things grow that you've planted, and it's just amazing.
It kind of we become too. If you think about it like this, we become part of the natural world again, where we're pulled out of our offices, out of our cars, away from our phones and our laptops and all this stuff, and we're pulled back out in nature to become a part of it. It's not us in nature. We're not separate from it. We can become a part of it, and that has a whole different feel to it, and it actually feels good. It kind of brings us back to some simpler stuff.
It really does. And wait till you get going on, like if you have, Elliot, if you like taking photos or, once you start taking garden photos, you can't stop.
Oh yeah, photography.
Like literally cannot stop. It's totally addictive. You're just like running around looking for things.
Yeah.
There was a whole season I looked for bugs all the time because I was loving my new camera and I wanted close-ups.
She had a specific lens.
Macro again.
She had a specific lens that she really liked to use and just fool with all the time.
It was ridiculous. I was like running around turning rocks over really carefully. So it's just like it's a lot of fun, and we're excited for you. So, and G said it's his second year too.
Awesome.
Yeah, G, you just started last year. Look how far you've come. I mean, it's such an amazing feeling.
Yeah, gardening is a good thing.
So we're so excited for all of you. Okay.
Yes.
So, why are we doing today?
We're just excited to be back. You guys can hear us and see us, and
I know.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Oh, Elliot is from upstate South Carolina. No longer fall in a lot of places. Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, longer fall. I misread that. So
what was it?
So longer fall than most places.
Oh, okay.
So, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun, I guess. Yeah.
I love that.
I've never been out that way, Elliot. So
I know we've never been to the
never been to
traveling to do on that side, on the other coast.
Yeah, the other coast, the other side.
I know we've got some places to visit. Okay, so I'm pointing at Sean's computer. I'm like, let's put up our first slide.
Oh, here we go.
We've got all kinds of stuff to talk to you about, and
fun.
let us know what you're planting right now. Are you getting out in your garden and sowing seeds? If so, what? Let us know in the chat. Or if you're joining us a little later, thank you for being here, and let us know in the comments.
Yep. And if you have a favorite plant that you like to sow by seed in the fall, let us know that too. Is it a vegetable? What is it? Is it a flower? What is it?
Oh my gosh, there's so many flowers.
It really is. It's kind of different to think about. We're not marketed to really sow from a lot of the big box stores and all these places to sow seed in the fall. It's buy this plant, plant it in the fall maybe, but not sow seeds. And so
it seems
it's kind of, you got to wrap your head around a little something different there.
There's so many perennials that naturally, like, you can sow them now and they will start growing in next spring, summer. They might not have flowers the first year on some of them, maybe.
Yeah.
but it's
Well, and some of the perennials that you sowed in the fall, they'll actually, if you sow them in the fall, it's actually healthier for them and they become stronger
yeah, they do.
that next spring.
Mimicking nature.
It
Really,
exactly
you
is
know,
mimicking
makes
nature
more
for a
sense,
lot of the
actually.
plants. If you take advantage of that evolution, that natural evolution of those plants and their seeds falling down from the flowers in the fall, and then they go through the cold winters. And some of those seeds, they need that cold treatment. It's called stratification, but it's a treatment of cold temperature for so long, and then that stimulates them to actually start growing and think about, or start to think about germinating and growing that next spring. So pretty cool.
I love that. I know,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
So here I'm going to throw up a slide here. So bear with me, guys. Here we go. Ah. Okay. Here we go. There we go. All right, we're in it. What's going on with G?
G, just so much positivity and amazing things going on in his family, and just he and his husband are just so enthusiastic in their school and their PTA.
It's really cool.
Let's see, your daughter is kindergarten, I think, and your little boy is pre-K now, or maybe I got that mixed up.
Okay.
But
It takes a lot of energy too.
Wow.
Over and above.
That's a lot of work. And then they're totally just so excited to just help revamp the school garden and just be a part of that community.
That's big news too, because the school gardens, a lot of us don't think about that. But a school garden can a lot to a school. It can bring a lot of people together, especially outside. You don't have to get the okay to be in the building. You don't have to get the okay to rent the building or the space and get a key and all these different things. It's already outside, so all you got to do is just figure out a couple minor things, and it's available to you all the time. So that's a really cool thing about school gardens.
Well, that's so cool to be able to teach and pass that on, and just teach kids that nurturing and the taking care of something, and then it might bring them in after school or on weekends to help care for the garden. It doesn't stop. So
and gardens can be and gardens can also be a place to exchange ideas about how to garden. There's so many different ways to garden too. So school gardens, in a way, or even community gardens, you can connect with people at different levels and then share information, share ideas.
I'm totally thinking of our friend Sonia Harris right now, who is very huge into school gardening back on New Jersey. Her account, she's called on Instagram. She's New Jersey Garden Teacher. And Bullock Garden Project.
Garden Project, yeah. If you guys get a chance, go check her out. She's doing a lot of different stuff, and she is so active. It's amazing. Make sure to check her stuff out.
Yeah, definitely. And like me, she was a teacher for years, and then left schools to kind of pursue this passion of school gardening and just starting this nonprofit. And it's so exciting.
It makes such an impact too.
It really does.
For the kids, and not only the kids, but the teachers. The teachers and staff get a lot out of it. So both of us coming from education. I work. Yeah. Hey, Sonia. Hopefully you're watching. If you're not, hey. But Allison and I, we both came from public schools in our previous lives, our previous jobs, and I came at it from the project coordination management side of things. Helping people get started and create school gardens is one of the things I did, one of the many things I did, but also bringing them back up to snuff or just jumping back in to get them going again. Sometimes they would lag behind because people would get busy. And so that was one of the things that that I really saw when I was there doing my job and working with people that want to get school gardens going. It brings in a whole new level of community and just trust and friendship, and it's amazing how much of an impact a school garden can have. So if you get a chance, if you have a school garden, try it out. Go to some of the events, do some things. If you don't have a school garden and you think you want one, build one. Start from scratch. So anyway.
Well, it ties into seed. See, we're coming back to the point here because we're kind of, again, we're so excited that you can hear us today.
Just went off the rails on that one.
Okay.
Rabbit hole, out of the rabbit hole.
So here we go.
Grass.
Cool season crops.
Cool season crops.
Supplies is what the main kind of topic for all of us to discuss today. So we were wondering, and we put this poll on YouTube a few days back. Do you think it's too early to buy seed now for next spring? So meaning you're not going to plant it yet. You're going to buy it, kind of store it, save it. Is it too early? What are your thoughts?
Yeah. What do you guys think? I mean,
we're kind of curious.
For us, you can and from our line of thinking, you can buy seeds right now for the crops that you want to grow next year, especially if they're available right now. You want to buy them now, because there's a little bit of, there's some rumblings going on that we've heard around YouTube and different social channels that the seeds might not be there next year. And so, and we don't know for a fact. I'm not trying to be alarmist or anything, but if something's available now, just grab it. Just go ahead and grab it, and you'll have it. Because the seeds, especially if it's like lettuce or what, I mean, I got.
We're going to talk more about some of this in a little bit, though.
But like lettuce, radishes, even spinach, those three examples, their seeds, they are viable anywhere from 4 to 6 years after they've been packaged. So as long as you store them correctly,
lettuce could last that long.
Those seeds can stay viable for a really long time. Of course, you're not going to get 100% germination.
Which we're going to talk about viability and how to store them in a little bit.
So, but the longer you hold seeds in general, the lower the germination and the viability of the seeds to germinate goes down. You know, right? That's just a general human knowledge thing. But they still will be viable. They still will germinate at some level that far out, 5 or 6 years out, a lot of them. And that's pretty amazing because you can then buy them right now, let's say, and you can have them until what, 2028, possibly? That's pretty cool.
Well, and not to mention like saving them at the end of every season, which a lot of like homesteaders and, you know, serious farmers do. And you never have to buy it again for variety, of course.
So the premise on that is you plant the seed and you plant it for your crops, but then you plan for having a part of the plants that you planted to go to seed, like 20% or so, or 10%. You let them go to seed, and then you collect that seed for the next year, for the next season, or when you're going to grow them next. And so if you always do that every time you grow a crop, or for every year you have 5 or 10% of those plants, let them go to seed and collect the seed, you're never going to run out of seeds. And so that's what a lot of farmers do too if they continually want to grow something specific every single year or every season. That way they don't have to keep going buying them either.
Right.
It's a really cheap way to just keep having that seed coming.
I know, and cost is another thing maybe we'll discuss. But let's check out the next slide here.
Next slide. Okay.
Oh, well, okay, we've probably said this already, but our goal for today's topic is just literally to talk to you guys, have a conversation about what are your thoughts and what you're sowing, and just sharing ideas about what can still be planted now. Like in your area, what have you been able to get away with in the past? Like what, what are you noticing that that you can sow now? And maybe discuss some ideas about any upcoming seed shortages. So
I was just looking at some of the comments here just recently, just trying to see what was going on. So that's why I paused.
oh yeah.
So yeah, but I mean it's so right now. Well, here. So and let us know in the comments too if you guys have heard of any or seen any shortages at your local nurseries or whatever.
I've got a couple to report, but
okay. So yeah. So cool weather crops to sow right now. This is pretty cool because. What you can do is there's a lot of crops like we were talking about before. There's a lot of crops that actually from sowing to harvest, it's like 60 days, 70 days, and we got it up here on the screen. It's really cool. So you got your lettuce, you got your kale, collards, and spinach, even some of your root crops like radishes and carrots.
Root crops, I cannot.
Yep.
Root or root?
Sometimes I say it.
Sorry, I'm teasing Sean because should we say this?
Sure.
So we've had a couple comments in the past about the way Sean says the word root.
Yeah, there was actually more than one comment.
It was they were very rude and kind of disrespectful because we're here to help. I mean, we're not here to have an English vocabulary lesson, whatever. But yeah, we were kind of like, so I've been teasing you a little bit.
It's been fun. No, it's been fun. I wasn't expecting her to bring this up.
No, I'm sorry. We're live. Here we go.
Yeah, no, it's funny. Everybody talks a little bit differently, and from different parts of the country and the world. So,
it's rude to make fun of how someone says a word, and that's why we don't want that on our channel.
No, we don't. No, but as long as we're getting the point across, no big deal.
I know, but because you have an amazing wealth of knowledge to share, and I don't want you to feel bad about that.
Oh, I don't.
Okay, good. We didn't really need to bring that up, I guess. But anyway.
So, Root crops, root crops.
Root crops.
Ah, okay. So, but yeah, there's a lot of crops out there though that they go from seed to harvest really fast. But the thing you really want to think about if you're still going to plant right now in the middle of August, it's kind of weird to think that we're in the middle of August.
It is. It's like beyond the middle of August.
Yeah. Oh, we're beyond the middle. Yeah, it's 20th. But even so, you can still sow some different crops right now within this 60 to 70 day time period, and you're going to get at least one crop, maybe more, depending on your area. But what you need to think about is if you sow today, go 60 or 70 days out, maybe 80 days out, depending on what you're planning, and think about when your first forecasted frost date is going to be. And for us, I think it's out here, it's October 29th. Is our first frost date out here, and then
the 20 in Tacoma inland, right?
Well,
Did you see that?
Well, in Tacoma it's October.
Oh, getting it
it's November 11th or 15th.
You're right.
Yeah. So out here,
confused.
so what we need to think about if we were going to plant seeds out here, it's easy to get confused because there's a lot of different things going on here. So, if we were going to plant seeds out here for these crops up here on the screen, we would just say, okay, we're gonna plant with the idea that 60 to 70 or plus days out, we're going to get our first harvest. What is our first frost date expected, forecasted out here? And according to almanac.com,
yes,
the Farmer's Almanac is where you go. They've got this great thing. They've got this great piece where you go up to gardening, it's a pull down, and then you go to frost dates that it says on there. And then you just punch in your zip code and where you live or where your garden's at, and it'll tell you when your first expected frost date is in that area.
I'm looking at it right now as you're saying this.
I know, this is really
So
cool.
I'm pulling up our zip code in where our garden lives in Tacoma. And I think you said this already, but the first frost date.
13th, yeah.
November
13th. I probably said 13th.
Okay.
But yeah, but we were going to plan out here. We know that our first expected frost date is October 29th. So we're within that 60 to 70 day range of planting to harvest for these specific crops. And so we can do it. We would be able to do that. And so if you're thinking still that if you haven't planted anything yet, you still have a chance to plant to get at least one crop out of all those seeds you plant. So that's what we're getting at right here.
I know, it's exciting. It's like making me, I can't wait to get into Tacoma to get some of this planted.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Yep. And we've got at the bottom of the screen.
I was just thinking that, yeah.
Yeah, at the bottom of the screen there, we have a couple of our favorite places to go. We mentioned them earlier at the beginning of the live stream here. EdenBrothers.com, BotanicalInterests.com, Baker Creek.
They're rareseeds.org.
Rare. There, I know. I was like,
that's a different one.
Yeah. So rareseeds.com.
.com, not .org.
Rareseeds.com for Baker Creek, and then Seed Savers Exchange at seedsavers.org. We love all four of these seed companies, and we peruse and buy from them all the time.
Well,
so
we do, and actually, Mark wanted to make sure we remembered Jung Seed, Jung. Jung.
Oh, okay. I'm not familiar with them.
I thought we bought something from them one time. Oh, maybe
I don't think so, but I mean that's fine. Yeah, Mark.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Do they specialize in anything that you could tell us about here on the chat?
Yeah, that's good.
Let us know, because I mean,
question.
yeah, we're interested. I'm sure everybody else is interested too about Jung Seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, so let's pause really quick.
Pausing.
Got a lot of stuff going on in the chat right now, and we love you guys for commenting. Thank you so much.
It's fun to see you guys so active, and yeah, this is what we want to actually.
We love.
We actually want to see more of this and have you guys do more of this, exchange ideas, talk. Yeah, this is great.
This is fun, and I apologize if we're missing any of your comments here. But first of all, sorry to embarrass you again, but people are supporting you and saying they like the way you say roots. And Jennifer says it makes her smile every time she hears you say it. So
at least I'm doing that.
You guys are awesome, and she's like none of that, no negativity.
Yeah, no negativity. So there's enough negative stuff going on in the world and around us all the time. Yeah, we try to
keep it fun, light, positive.
We keep that stuff.
Okay, so Jennifer, let's get it back to gardening. So Jennifer says she just planted more zinnias and sweet dumpling squash. Sweet dumpling squash.
I don't know if I've ever heard of that.
Sounds kind of amazing, though. I'm going to have to look that up.
Sweet dumpling squash. We got Can I have your pencil?
We need to write that down.
Yep.
Sorry. Wait. Okay, and still has plenty of time to grow in Sacramento. So.
Oh, Sacramento.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Wow.
Jennifer, what zone is that? Can you let us know in the chat? I can't remember. I know G is in 8B/9, kind of A, he says, I think. in more northern California. Is it Lakeport?
I think it's
Lakeport.
I think it's
Look
around
that up.
Tahoe.
Okay, so
But
yeah, where's Sacramento? Okay, so
Sacramento is mid.
trying to think where the zones are. So
Sacramento is the capital of California.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
What
yes.
zone is it?
I I don't know
I
because
don't.
it's different. It's different than it's straight east of San Francisco.
Yes.
So it's kind of deserty.
Oh,
It's kind of
9B. She beat you.
Oh, okay.
We were trying to think.
Oh,
We
that's
love
cool.
maps and
Okay.
stuff. We always try to think.
Not that far off from
9B.
climate.
I know,
That's
it really
interesting.
isn't. So, okay, that's awesome though. And you can totally plant more zinnias. I feel like
Oh,
we did a late season crop last year.
We did.
I think we included zinnias.
Did.
So super fun.
So pause real quick.
Sweet dumpling squash.
Dumpling. Thank you.
G has a really fun story. I love this. G, this is a beautiful story. And Jennifer said the same thing. It's a sunflower seed story. So if you don't mind me reading this on here, G, all of the sunflowers they grew last year were grown from one sunflower they got out of a bouquet they got on adoption day last year.
That is wonderful.
Oh, I'm sorry. All those seeds you grew this year came from that bouquet.
That is wonderful.
And his
Great
goal
way to
is to
celebrate.
keep them perpetuating and harvesting them and keep growing them every year.
Aw, that's
That is
really
so
that's,
cool.
That's
I love
beautiful.
that.
That really is beautiful.
Oh.
Wow. Cool.
And he's saying, oh, I hope generations from now, my family's still growing in sunflowers from the same sunflower that we got when we started.
Oh, that would be so cool. That would be
That's
really
a beautiful story.
cool. Yeah. Wow.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, okay, you guys, this is amazing stuff. So,
We're gonna move on.
seed, crops, lots of things going on. Oh, Mark, what are you planting this year? Are you planting anything from seed, or do you just like growing it, or?
And he said he's coming back. He's recovering from surgery, so he might not be able to plant anything. But that would be really cool if you could.
I know. I was wondering with the bending and the lifting and stuff. That's a lot of bending over sometimes with the seed sowing. But
maybe get an elevated bed.
yeah, those are nice to have. I have a couple of those.
But
those do help for anyone that doesn't want to bend over. For anybody, I mean, it doesn't.
But hopefully, yeah. Let us know, Mark, if you're gonna plant some seeds.
Okay, dun dun dun. 2023 seed shortage? Question mark. So
that's funny.
I feel like we're being alarmist, which we're really not.
We're usually
is what you think.
Yeah.
It's kind of
that's the old. What's the old adage? It's always good to have something and not need it. Be good to be prepared for whatever.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. I feel that way.
Well, hence the toilet paper nightmare of 2020. You guys know the COVID,
There
like
was a run on
one
toilet
had
paper.
like everybody.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Rolls of toilet paper.
That was hilarious.
So I mean, everybody wants. It's kind of a hoarding mentality.
It's like
right?
prison mentality. I'll trade you.
I mean, what was that?
It's like
Can I explain that?
Paper and cigarette
thing.
Jesus.
So seeds. Okay, currently I didn't know this, and I don't know if this. I hate to be like whatever about this, but I don't know if this really affects me because I'm not a huge mustard eater.
I am.
But like there is a legit mustard seed shortage going on in France, in Canada.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere else?
Not right now. Not yet. There could be though.
Like it's happening right now where they don't have enough, and you knew a little bit more about this.
Well, they're having a shortage because they just haven't been able to grow enough of the seed, and this comes down to actually producing actual mustard that we put on our sandwiches and on our meals.
Yeah.
And different kinds of mustard too, not just
I do love Dijon.
yellow mustard. But we have here French's or whatever that I like to eat. Yeah, the Dijon. Yep, Dijon mustard.
I do love Dijon.
It's coming down to a shortage, and there's not enough literal mustard to be used and processed to make actual mustard that we use as condiments. So it's not earth-shattering.
I know
the world's not going to come to an end.
It's
but
like a huge thing.
But if you can't have your sandwich without some mustard on it, it's not good. Just saying.
About it.
Yeah,
but I'm sure it's going to affect other industries.
But this is, yeah, it is. And this is just an example of one specific crop that, because of weather, because of supply chain, because of war, and different things also from the war. Fertilizer not being able to get in and out of certain countries and being shipped.
Fertilizer shortage.
Yeah. So with that fertilizer, fertilizer helps a lot with a lot of crops. Especially the food crops, and it helps with production, the health. It just helps all the way through, as you can imagine. So with that, and then also, on here we've got drought and unseasonable weather, and then inflation and all sorts of stuff going on.
It's the most negative slide.
It kind of is, but it makes us, these things make us aware of what we have now and what we can do for our future. And if we can buy things, you just go out and you get them. Especially if it's 2023, there might be a seed shortage or whatever. If you can find stuff now, find it now. Go get it. It's not going to hurt you. The seeds are going to be fine, especially if you get them. Yeah, especially if you get them from a reputable place like Eden Brothers, or like Botanical Interest. I mean, and all the other ones we listed before. You don't have anything to worry about. Get them now. Why not?
And again, this is coming. We're going to talk a little bit more about this in a sec, but knowing how to store them right is very crucial too, right? But well, okay, then. So thinking of kind of like, there's all this kind of negative stuff, and thinking about what if these things aren't available next spring, whatnot. I guess we were kind of touching on this earlier. It's okay. I think it's just like there might be some things that you might just not grow this next year if you weren't able to save the seed, and and it's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay, yeah.
We don't want to
find alternatives. There's always alternatives out there, and like we were saying at the beginning of the stream here, find alternatives. Go and find a different kind of squash. If you can't grow, I'm gonna write
sweet dumpling
squash. If you can't find it or you can't grow it, go find an alternative. There's lots of different squashes out there. There's lots of different lettuces, radishes.
This is why a lot of communities do seed swaps, and that might not happen till the spring, but I think that would be an awesome thing to get involved in. I know we've been wanting to kind of invest some time in looking into that too.
Yeah.
Because it just sounds fun. You get to connect with other gardeners in your local area. You get to change things that you may not have ever heard of before, and get to try growing them in your own garden.
And years ago there was this Seed Savers Exchange, seedsavers.org. Years ago, I was still in grad school, and I had my own zinnia seeds, and I came across Seed Savers, and basically back then, I don't know if it's this way now, but back then you could actually sign up, have an account, and then share your seeds out to anybody in their catalog. You get listed in their catalog for your specific seeds if you wanted to, for heirloom seeds, and you just your plants and your seeds had to meet some certain criteria of being genetically unique, because you couldn't have gone to like Park Seeds or Botanical Interest and bought their specific seed and then next year sell the seed as your own. You can't do that. That's not how it works. You'd have to grow this seed for a couple of years and get a specific type of phenotype or characteristic that was unique from what you started out with.
Oh, okay.
And so, but even if it's leaf color, flower color, whatever, it grows fast, slow, tall, short, whatever. But as long as you had that and it was reproducible and it was stable genetically, you could actually get a listing on Seed Savers and share your seeds with everybody else and possibly make a little bit of money on it too. And so if you have an abundance of seed from like an heirloom variety that you grow and nobody else really has it, or it's not listed on Seed Savers yet, you can share all that seed. You can share your seed with everybody else. But go on seedsavers.org and check it out, and see if they still have it, for one, and then two, if it's something you can be a part of and you meet the criteria.
Okay, that's cool. Anyway, they had
that. So Seed Savers, it started out that way, I think, back in the early 2000s or even 1990s, and it might have changed, but it used to be that way, and it was really cool because it really connected a lot of people with a lot of different plant varieties.
That's really interesting. I love that idea.
Anyway.
I know, that's fun.
Yeah. So let's move on from...
Let's pause on that for a second.
Negative.
I know, let's move the slide.
Okay. Get it off the screen. Get it out of there. Okay, let's
bring it down. We won't that negative next time. Okay, so G has a question for everyone. Are you ready?
Sure.
Does anyone else out there have a plant clearance addiction?
A little bit. Hers is a lot bigger.
So meaning like when you go to box stores or certain nurseries, we find them at our favorite nursery all the time too. They have... It's like the plants that didn't do very well. Maybe they got too much sun, they didn't water them really well.
I got a little crispy.
There's something going on with them, so they throw them on that clearance rack. We've talked about this before. Yeah. I know Sherry Osborne, I don't know if she's here right now, but she likes the clearance rack too. We all talked about this last year. So, they kind of throw just this hodgepodge of stuff up there. You can find like I saw geranium baskets up there before that didn't really look that bad.
Yeah, we've seen stuff like mints, coneflowers.
Yeah, my mom, speaking of coneflowers, just picked up a bunch of perennials that like a really beautiful salvia. It's like this gorgeous purple.
Yeah. Yeah. When you go to your local nurseries or even big box stores, ask them if they have a clearance or markdown area for plants. Most of them do, because a lot of them don't want to throw something out that they can still get a few dollars out of instead of full price. Why not, right? So
you can get like a gallon coneflower plant for like $3.
Yeah. Which is
well, I mean, don't quote me on that, but
but it's an example.
Gee, we're with you because and it's like you have to have the time to kind of look through everything sometimes.
But it's worth it.
But
it's so worth it.
If you can cut things back and kind of prep, get them back to health, you can have a beautiful perennial.
I give her a bad time sometimes about it because I'm like, come on, we got to go. We're on the clock. We got to go. We got other things we got to go do, and we're on time schedule. But she goes and she does it, and then when we get back home or we get back to our garden, I'm thankful that we took the time.
I know that was always me in our old garden. I would just buy everything, and then wait, where are we putting it? And yet we teach everybody, have a plan before you go to the store.
But if you go to the clearance area, the plan goes out the door.
Well, or with bulbs. Mark and G are both talking about fall bulbs coming up.
Cool.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
You guys know we're with you on that. We love fall bulbs.
Oh yeah.
In fact, we need to talk about that today.
Yeah.
We need to get some orders going. We have a class coming up we're teaching. We need to get some bulbs. Yeah. But Mark says he's going to be planting a ton of bulbs this fall.
Cool.
So anemones, he says.
Oh, anemones. Good. Yeah, those are beautiful.
Just so cute.
Is that the windflower, Mark, or is it is it a specific type of anemone? Yeah, the poppy ones, or tell us which kind.
Yeah, which kind?
We love anemones.
I know we do. We want to grow some more of those. When we get our new place, you guys, we're going to be filming like probably 2 videos a day because we have so many plans.
Yeah.
We have a lot to show you.
I know it's gonna be so much fun to show you the development of it and walk out in the garden every day with you guys.
I'm just like,
awesome.
We're almost there. Yeah. And when bulbs go on sale, it's just like amazing. I know. And speaking of which, Eden Brothers, those of you that have never shopped at Eden Brothers, they have amazing bulbs. Yes, we actually are partners with Eden Brothers. We have a coupon code to give you, but they have a better sale going on that beats our coupon code.
It's 20% off.
20% off.
Yep.
They're having an end of summer type sale, and then I think this whole next week is a bulb sale, possibly 20% off.
Well, it's coming up in a week or two, something like that.
Our rep told us about it. We wanted to pass it on.
It's coming up. Yeah, it's coming up. So you go on there, and if you don't see the 20% off, you can still use our coupon code of 15% off. And all you type in the coupon code at checkout, that coupon code area is spoken. That's it. And you should get 15% off your whole order. But if you go on there and you see that 20%, take advantage of that. Now, unfortunately, you can't use the 20 and the 15 because they told us that wouldn't happen. So try it. Maybe it'll work. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
But they said it wouldn't work. But just get on there and take advantage of that right now because they have some really great plants.
They do. And if you miss the sale for whatever reason because you have a busy week, let us know and we'll give you the coupon code. We literally got this for you guys because we buy a ton of stuff from there. And we just love their stuff. We've been growing it for probably the last 4 or 5 years, bulbs, seeds. So we got a coupon code to be able to pass along to you guys. So, but we love Botanical Interest. They have great stuff. Mm-hmm. Botanical Interest is out of the amazing gray poppy seeds, which is, if you've never grown that poppy, it's so gorgeous.
It is. It's beautiful.
That color,
it's so unique. It's just
so unique.
I've never seen anything like it before.
Sadly, it is out of stock right now, but keep checking. They might get it back in.
Yep.
And other distributors sell it as well. It just might be called something different, but.
Yep. Yeah.
But anyway.
I know. Bulb season is coming up on us.
Bulb season.
Can't wait to plant some, move some. Moving them's fun.
We're going to be moving.
Yeah, we're going to be moving some. Are you guys going to be? So you know what? This is off the topic of seeds.
Oh, we're talking about bulbs next week, though.
We'll talk about bulbs. But maybe in the and G said, look at. Yeah, right. Eden's got some great products, great plants.
New stuff up okay.
I know.
So that's next week's topic, you guys. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, and now I can't remember what I was going to say.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. It's okay. I got excited too.
We were going to ask everybody to let us know if they were going to move anything.
Yes. Thank you.
I had a feeling.
So let us know in the chat if you're planning on moving any bulbs. currently in your garden that you already have, and you're going to transplant them and put them in a different area, or you're going to consolidate somewhere or do something like that, or if you're buying new bulbs and you're bringing them in to add to your garden. Let us know. We'd love to know.
Yeah, that's a fun question.
Excuse me.
Jennifer had another great tip. She mentioned check your libraries, because often they'll have seed kind of, what do they call them? What did you say? Like seed collections, where you can get seeds for free and donate seeds you collect.
That's cool.
So I was asking if she's ever tried that before. That'd be cool. I don't.
It would be cool. We should look into.
Maybe heard of that before, but I didn't know that. That's a really fun idea.
Yes.
Great way to share.
I didn't realize
there should be
libraries did that. That's cool.
There should be more of that. You know what? New idea.
New idea.
This probably already happens. This probably isn't anything new that we all came up with. But you know, they have like the free lending libraries. Everybody, you know, puts those cute little book, you know, kind of little, what would you call that?
It's a neighborhood lending library.
Little cute box on a pedestal, you know, right out in front of your house with books that you're lending out. You could do it for seeds.
That'd be
You know,
fun.
people give away free eggs and all kinds of extra things they have, and I'm sure that maybe some people do that. That'd be fun if a neighborhood kind of organized that.
That would be fun. Yeah, that would be fun.
A seed bank.
You know, we should
free seed.
Yeah.
But it's not a lend. You know, you don't have. You could leave something. That would be fun. It'd be like a little.
Yeah. You know, and building off that, you just reminded me. So Kathy Gents, she's the DC gardener. So she does seed swaps. She organizes those.
Yeah.
And so it'd be fun to kind of connect with her and see if we could do something on a grander scale or a larger scale. She does them locally in the DC area, Washington DC area. So yeah, it'd be fun to kind of think about that and ask her about that and see if we could get something going with her collectively.
Oh, that'd be really fun.
Huh. Maybe, yeah. DC Gardener, was it WDC Gardener?
I think it's WDC.
Yeah, WDC Gardener is her handle on Twitter and I think
Instagram,
yeah.
Facebook. She's on there.
So check her out. She's got a lot of great information.
Yeah.
She's the East Coast, we're the West Coast.
I know we did a podcast with her, Washington versus Washington. So that was a lot of fun. I don't know if we ever posted that yet.
I don't think we did.
We should get that out.
We'll dig that.
That was a fun one because, you know, she's from the DC area and all the differences in climate and, you know, just
soil,
what they can grow and seasons.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Anyway, okay, that was fun.
Okay.
Couple tips from Jennifer said regarding the seed collections at local libraries. She said, yeah, she has done it before. It was a really nice way to save some money when she was first getting started.
Cool.
She was able to get some tomatoes and squash, and they grew really well. She just
great idea, Jennifer. Thanks for sharing
so
that.
cool.
That's awesome. Yeah.
G said, along with a really good tip, G, as well, along with seed saving, start planting and planting perennials and fruit trees and shrubs.
Yeah.
You know, just thinking about
the
food shortage, you know, is becoming a rising issue. So get ahead of it now. You know, that's something we could all think about. What grows well in our areas?
Oh yeah, definitely great idea, G. Because we kind of need to think about this. There's been no time schedule put on the food shortage that we've heard about. So not to be alarmist.
I know, no alarmist.
But nobody's put an end date on it. So it makes you think, okay, well, what do we got to plant to kind of perpetuate what we like to eat, what you like to eat? You know, if it's not going to be available at the supermarket or even at, farmers markets, you know. So anyway, yeah.
So along those lines, buy seeds now for spring. The end.
Bam.
Just get them now.
Yep, just buy them.
Just get them.
Yep, because and like we were telling you before, the seed storage, like your lettuce, radish, and spinach, 5-6 years you can store them. That's really cool, and that's a really long time. The only thing you got to worry about at seed storage is you need to make sure that it's a dark, dry, and not too cold, not too hot area. So what usually works really well are cellars, root cellars, or a garage somewhere where really no light or heat, or it's not going to get too hot, they're not going to get baked, but it's not going to get too cold and freeze them, you know, maybe around 40 to 50 degrees, 30, 40, 50 degrees, depending on the specific seed. Dry, dark, and not too hot, not too cold. So that's what you need to store your seed on a regular basis. And you know,
then that lifespan of it. And again, like you mentioned earlier, the viability is kind of goes down a little bit.
Every year it drops by a certain percentage, and it's going to depend too on the crop, the specific variety, how all the seed was treated up until that point. There's a lot of things that come into that, and how well your storage is to get that longevity out of those seeds. So there's a couple different factors in there, but I mean, if you hit those three things, dry, not too hot or cold, and dark, like dark, like just no light at all, you're going to do really well.
Because you don't want your seeds to start growing inside the package or just spoil or whatever.
Yeah. In high humidity, if you don't have your seeds like we've got these little guys right here. These are cool.
Wait, let's take them out.
Okay. Well,
oh boy.
Oops, one of the seed packets opened.
Well.
Oh well. We got seeds everywhere. So like your seeds come in these nice little packets here. The seeds are still breathing. They at a little bit of just a tiny bit. They're still respiring. They're still a live thing. Seeds are. It's just they're in a dormant stage, and so to keep them that way, dark, not too hot or cold, and dry. So to do that, these seed packets are really good for that because these aren't completely sealed off. These aren't airtight, and they're not.
Yeah, there's a little breathability.
Yeah, and they're not supposed to be. They're made out of paper, a certain kind of paper. But keep them in these and make sure that you keep these also in something like this, so you really take away the ability of like high humidity and moisture and in heat and cold to penetrate in and affect these seeds' viability later on. These work really well. So so if you do those things, you're gonna have a long lifespan and be able to stretch those seeds out for a lot of years.
Now it's really fun to try too. I mean, as storing them well and then just planting them the next season and just seeing what happens.
Yeah. So anyway, this is fun. You can find the seeds at your local nurseries or online.
Libraries,
of course, libraries, seed exchanges. I don't know where you would look. Yeah, seed swaps. Yeah, I don't know where you would look locally. We've never been to one, but they would be fun to go to one. Just be a part of it. A seed swap.
A seed swap. I know.
Yeah.
Well, we're in a different community, kind of temporarily, so it's it'd be interesting because again, out here we're kind of overrun by. I mean, we love them here. It's like they're a thing. It's like.
Oh yeah.
Deer walking around the streets.
They're protected here.
Amazing.
I
mean,
but they eat everything.
They eat everything.
Yeah.
So a lot of gardeners here in town do have lots of netting and lots of like
fencing,
cages, and all this stuff, and it's just like.
So
it's too bad to have to do that, but
yeah. But so anyway, so just look and see what you have, and know maybe on these seeds too. They have on this one, you probably can't see it, but it says packed 2021 lot number, and then sell by. That's a sell by date of December of 2021, December 31st. So go by that date from when you start thinking about 5 to 6 years out. And then, keep track of when you're planting them, opening these. If you collect more seed from those crops that you plant from this, let's say, don't put them back in here if you want to track those years out of how long you're keeping them. Put them in a different little seed packet, different paper envelope. And you can find those online too.
Yeah, we have some of those left.
So anyway, just a few tips.
Well, and this is kind of a shameless plug, real quick. But if you are planting seeds right now, or even next spring, or you're looking for gifts for gardeners, we have a tool. If you're worried about seed depth and not planting them, if a seed calls for a certain depth, but you're not sure what depth you're using, a lot of people use all kinds of things that don't have measurements on them. So we've developed a tool, and now we have the big version of the same tool called the Divi XL.
Divi XL.
I feel like such an infomercial right now. Maybe we could make our screen.
Sure.
But we have these for sale on Etsy, and we're so excited. We want to get these in your hands, but we have a business trying to, survive. So we do have to sell these. So instead of giving them away, is what I'm getting at.
So this is the little Divi. And we've talked to you, maybe you're familiar with it, maybe you're not. So seed sowing end, measured, graduated measurements for seed depth to use to plant down. Starts out at 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch, and just goes from there. Then we've got
The
Oh, sorry, sorry. Before I do that, so that's the seed sowing end. Here's the seed transplanting and seedling transplanting, and you just scoop it in, grab your little guy or girl, and then bring it out, plop it back into its new spot, and then you can use this to replant the soil around the seedling. So there's that.
DBXL.
DBXL.
Now, we're getting a lot of really good feedback on the DBXL. We sent this out to a lot of our gardener friends, had them test it out for a little bit. They're loving the big grip, you know, the big handle. One of our, in fact, Sonia, who works with tons of kids in school gardens, we mentioned earlier, she loves the smaller one for kids, you know, for like small hands, but she prefers the big one. So, you know, we're just kind of getting this out in front of you a little bit right now. Just if you know anybody that would like to maybe learn more about this tool, our goal, you guys, is to make this out of recycled bottle caps. Or, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not there yet. ABS plastic, it's like when you look at the number on any plastic products, because we hate plastic, but right now that's what we have to use. It's a very expensive process. We're working toward that. That's our ultimate goal, is to get plastic out of the water, out of the beaches, you know, or whatever we can do, and melt it down, put our favorite colors on it, which are these.
G says he still has his.
Yay. Oh, G, yay.
Thank you, G. Yeah, glad it's working for you, man, and still doing the job. That's what we really, that's how we design these.
Yeah, they should last for years.
So, like Allison said, we want to use recycled plastics. Any plastic that's rated number 5, this is the same material, and it's really hard to get that recycled right now, but there is technology to actually recycle that plastic, melt it down, and to make something like this or other products, but it's really expensive right now. So, but we're working towards that. Eventually we'll get there. So, but yeah, these are built to last, really cool. Yeah, and they're on our Etsy shop.
Yeah.
So anyway.
I know we need to.
Yeah, moving on.
Sorry, we're excited about the product.
They are really cool.
So we also want to tease something coming up, you guys, along with maybe saving money in your garden and looking into ways to increase the size of your garden for possibly for free. We have a course coming up that we are super duper excited about. We're not finished with it quite yet.
No.
But it's going to be about, should we tell them?
Sure.
It's going to be all about stem cutting propagation and being able to, from start to finish, kind of A to Z, your complete guide to taking cuttings of plants.
And understanding the process.
Understanding the process behind it.
So there's the theory and the process we're going to set up. Then there's taking the actual cuttings. Then there's the aftercare of the cuttings.
And then the aftercare. And then, like, when do you plant them? And right? It's like all of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna encompass all that. But also we're going to have some little bonuses too that come along with that, or add-on courses of basically us showing you how to take cuttings from 20 different plants in a season.
So excited.
So anyway,
we cannot wait to get this to you, because this is something that we know will be useful and helpful for a lot of you, especially for the last 2 years we've been on YouTube, we've done a ton of propagation videos.
Yeah, we've done a lot of propagation.
And it's been probably some of our most popular videos, tons of questions, just amazing stuff. And we just feel like this is the right time to do this.
It is.
And we can't wait to get this out to you.
Yep.
So we will have a link for you guys next week. If any of you are interested and want to get on our wait list, we'll have that ready for you on next Saturday's live.
Yes.
Which,
So yeah, today is the 20th. So just take all these and move them ahead a week.
Yeah.
So next week, we didn't have a chance to update this yet. So next week will be new fall planted bulbs for your 2023 garden. And then the week after that, so that'll be the 27th. And then the 3rd of September, we'll do what stem cuttings can you take right now, which is just before fall. So that's going to be fun too, because we're already working on, like we said, the course, which is going to be on Teachable. Teachable.com. And so, but yeah, we're going to get into that. And that's going to be really cool to have a conversation with each other and with you guys about taking cuttings in the late summer and fall. That'll be fun. And then also Unusual Fall Planted Bulbs Part 2. That'll be the 10th of September. And we did unusual fall planted bulbs last year, and we thought we'd bring it back this year as a part 2 and do some new stuff, because there's still a lot of unusual bulbs out there to plant that we didn't cover and that we don't even really know about.
I know, there's probably a ton that we haven't even heard of, and we love learning about them too. So maybe bring your ideas, and we can discuss share some ideas with that.
Yeah.
And then the following week, about the 17th,
Yep.
we're going to talk about crevice gardening. Now, if you follow the New York Times, Margaret Roach just talked about this recently. So we want to hear what you think about crevice gardening. They're calling it a trend. So we're wondering, is it a trend? Have people been always doing this?
Have you tried it? Yeah. Have you tried it? And then we'll give you our take on it too, because it is interesting.
I'm interested to hear more about this. So yeah, you guys, we have bulbs, stems, we have all kinds of fun stuff coming up. So thank you. I guess.
Yeah, we're running up on an hour here.
I know he had to pop out. He said
it's too bad.
Sorry, he had to go. He's got dad duty.
Dad duties.
You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for showing up this week and being a part of our our community here.
This has been awesome to reconnect with you guys today, and any new people, new faces in the chat. Thank you for also being here. This is just so much fun. We've missed this.
We really missed this, and we're thankful that you're able to show up and be here every Saturday, 9 a.m. Pacific.
Yep.
Or if you're joining us for the replay, again, thank you for being here. Drop a note in the comments. Let us know what kind of takeaways you had from today's episode, or anything that you're excited to try in your garden, or just if you're excited for fall.
Yep. What you're going to plant, seeds you're going to buy. We'd love to know.
Just let us know.
Yep.
What's on your mind?
Yep. So thanks, guys, for being here. I think we're going to wrap it up. So have a great Saturday. Oh,
maybe mention real quick, any of the links, if you're looking for any seed suppliers, look in our description for all kinds of links to Eden Brothers and
Botanical Interest, Baker Creek, Seed Savers.
We have a link to buy our little Dibby and our big Dibby. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
No, I didn't mean to talk over you.
So just look down below.
Yeah.
We're both talking. It's seeds. Sorry. So you guys have a great week ahead. We'll see you next Saturday, and thank you for joining us.
Bye, guys. Have a great weekend.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.